Felt very startled as well. When she was shooting them with the laser, the copper brass. Yeah, what brass? What was it? Brass.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see you come to the door.
I didn't hear the little tappy tap.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Erin Ham.
I'm smoking.
Okay. No.
What? No, what's the
My name's Erin Ham, and I'm with Adult Protective Services.
Oh, cool, awesome. Can I get that?
I can leave you with my business card.
Okay, cool.
Can I ask why you feel the need to record me?
Because my dad took me to film class, and my mom went and she joined it too, and then I got to join. So one of the first recommendations that when going back, one of the teachers had said, just film what you got going on in your day-to-day life and stuff like that. And then later dropping out and going back and stuff like that, they used to put this post up on the thingy that said this was an area that people would be recording in class and stuff like that. But then they ripped down that little announcement thing because apparently in New Mexico, we're a first-party state, so it doesn't need a requirement. Like over there, there's a recording device that's been recording you before you even walked up because it's activated by sound. And then in the businesses like the gas station and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I usually try to take a belt, but there's like a little piece of elastic that's
Missing?
yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm in a bad situation here. I've been trying to post it on Facebook so that you can see like the album, right? So it's like in the video, in the files, it says like the date and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I've forgotten like most of this stuff because of this situation with, oh, I appreciate you being here. I don't know how much time you have. I'm sorry about the smoke.
I appreciate that.
There's about 22,000 or 2,200 inspectors for the Child Protective Services. And
So I am not with Child Protective Services.
you're with Adult Protective Services.
I'm with Adult Protective Services.
Would you have had a counterpart for? Oh, that's one of my relative-in-laws.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Jackie. She's been very nice. She's always been really cool when I was a little kid. She's got 2 daughters, and then her husband is Johnny, right, Jackie? They like to not talk at all because they might have known that I got kidnapped when I was a little kid, when I was living here with my grandma and my grandpa. And my grandma just dying recently. I had called Adult Protective Services, but they rejected any of the requests that I was making before she died. And then with my grandfather, he had died. So you might be like assessing my situation and stuff like that. But I've been being neglected throughout the lockdown. And that's why I've been trying to record things while I'm trying to work on it. My dad hasn't been helping with like food and water.
When you say lockdown, what lockdown are you referring to?
Well, you know, the only lockdown that we've ever had in our history, right?
COVID?
I don't know if it's taboo to say those words.
Okay.
Coronavirus, COVID-19, all that stuff. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lockdown's over.
Well, it's been over since the 2-week thing. There's wasps sometimes. They like to make their little thingies, and then I'll freak out. So I don't want you to get worried. But I just see them because of the gradient of darkness. Because I'm such in a bad hobble of stuff. Do you have any worries about what you would step through? You'd be the first person to take a tour.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I've taken the camera.
All I need to see right here.
Well, it's really awesome because I've worked so hard at putting the thing together that it took a long time for it to get to a position where it would be turned into something like this. So any argument about me being able to get some of my dignity back, for the last 3 months, it's been extremely horrible for these cops to come over here and start yanking them away. But if you can kind of see where the, there's a salt that comes out of the sand. So when the water would come up here, it would kind of soak these areas. But all these are just like from the pine cones or whatever. Well, that's cool. That might be an ant lion. Look at those guys right there. I'm gonna try to capture him real quick. I guess the white one might be a girl. Or the girl might be the bigger one, right?
I have no idea.
What was your name again? Because you're very nice. You have a southern accent, kind of.
I do have a southern accent.
Oh my God,
Wow.
a twang. That blue one's very reflective. I try not to move too fast, but I think I might have scared them by talking to them. But they jump around and they make their funky noises. Yeah.
He's checking me out up on the roof.
This got kind of bad and out of hand, but that's like a sifter for the wheelbarrow. That wood's like older than forever, but it was to clean out the trap here is supposed to drain, but they didn't create a clean out. Oh my God! At any position. It's kind of cute, but yeah, I dug a hole here, and then I found the next one next to it. But then that was 2016, and I was asking my dad for help. And ever since moving in here, I was having these difficulties from when like we were a little tiny kid. We were little kids. My grandpa had this. Oh, he's not even here now. When I was a little kid, my grandpa had this basketball hoop installed over here. Okay. And then right where this like clothesline thing is, it's really hard for it to not get hit if you're too tall or something like that. I wish I had something to tie up my pants better. Maybe this will work. That's a bit. Okay,
So,
I feel like I haven't presented myself appropriately as a boy.
It's,
or
you
as
know,
a man.
it's all right.
I've called you guys a bunch of times, and I was freaking out when I would be calling you guys. But now if you're here to look at me and say, like, I have some kind of psychological problem or something like that, the thing is that I got my head cracked open when I was a little kid. So in the back of my head here, there's supposed to be a big old scar. When I would get my head haircut when I was a little kid, they would say, "Oh, you look like you got your head hit," and they'd point at it. But I'd never get to like look at it or whatever. So my mom in the film class was working on a movie called Love and Dancing. So Love and Dancing was with Amy Smart and Billy Zane from Titanic. And so when dancing, you go and ask a girl, she'll put her hand like that. And then it's called swing dancing, so it's on a 3 beat count. So it's left, right, up, second. So I got to do that at a rap party for the Duke City Shootout and the 48-hour film project. And on the 48, my dad and me were on a project in film class for Price of the American Dream Part 2 by Movement Productions. So in film class, it's 2006, and Facebook becomes something brand new. You look a lot younger than I feel right now. He said I look 55, because probably the color is getting lost or whatever. But you look like 30.
Well, I appreciate that. No, I'm far from it, but
You don't look like a mom, but you look like you might be around kids and you have a tolerance to them or something.
no, I'm actually not around kids at all.
You're not a mom?
No.
Well, you still look like you're tolerant about kids.
Okay. Well, I'm actually here. Let me tell you why I'm here.
Is it a bad situation for my case?
So it really, I'm here because I received a report.
Can I go get a drink of
Sure.
It's just straight back.
Go ahead.
But you can still yell at me.
No, I'll wait here for you.
This is the only thing I had like sealed, like a snack and like a soda. I don't know if you can accept them or whatever. But it was like one Snickers left.
No, I'm good, but I appreciate you offering.
It should be like, I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. I'm gonna try this. But if I can like do I get to keep the paperwork or do I have to
No, sir.
sign something?
No, sir. Neither. So I'm here because I received a report. Is that one of those teacups? Really? Wow. They're
I'm
loud.
so sorry.
Okay, no, don't even worry about it.
They're not endangered, but I hope nobody's like eating them or anything.
No, you don't see them up close too often. So I received a report, and it lists you as the alleged perpetrator.
Oh no, from my cousin Liz. She was acting like, what's her face just there. And I recorded the incident too.
Okay.
I just
So
haven't been able to post anything, I guess, properly because I'm still struggling here. I'm trying to report these kid cases that nobody was reporting. So if I got my head hit in the back there, that's first grade. The year before that, we're in preschool, and me and my sister are in the trunk of our car. So if my head is getting cooked in a trunk in Texas, it's the police that get us out that say, call 911 if anything bad happens. So my dad gets us from Texas and brings us back out here, and we're at our apartment over there, and I call 911. And I say, hey guys, whatever, I don't know what my address is. I don't know how to spell my name because I'm not even in first grade yet. That humiliation that they're showing up there to our apartment, they had some way to show up there in the 80s. So those records for the juvenile cases, Monique was the one who was assaulting me and other kids. So when we're in Hubert Humphrey, she assaults another kid with a knife. The type of knife is a floating sheath for fishing. My grandpa gave it to me because I was in Boy Scouts. My dad yelled at my mom that day that was going on. I had her on the cell phone, I pushed send, and then I was asking, why didn't you tell mom and her new husband about me being kidnapped from third grade? So all the brain damages that I've had going on, and I've been asking my therapist, I've been asking my general practitioner and my care coordinator and my dad this whole time. So he's acting like, oh, this is important, this is important. But another alternative characteristic, like his other relatives have, because they were altar boys at my family's church. And this guy right across the street gets to hear it every single time the cops fucking come. Because he's a registered sex offender, I found out in 2018. When I saw the little girls across the street there messing with a toy that is my cousin's on top of the grass. So I got to be the old guy saying, get off the lawn. But that wasn't the situation. I was coming over here and I was noticing that these girls were on the toy that was my cousin's. So these girls are living with somebody that Child Protective Services every single 6 months or 3 months, the witness protect, no. I'm sorry I get overexcited. The U.S. Marshals Service comes up and then they'll take pictures of his property and stuff like that. And if you can see, he's got a couple of those rape mobiles right behind in the vehicle and thing. But there's a bunch of kids. The kids rented the house that was Rita's, and that big ugly tree that's in the front there, it's some kind of locust tree, so it has some seeds and stuff like that. This kid was taking a aluminum bat and just smashing it to it. So I come up to the door and was like, what's that noise? And it was that kid hitting that. So that's like certain little things like that might be like little clues and stuff like that that just built up to about seeing my grandfather being abused in the elder care abuse situation. I was never able to get to meet anybody like you and say, okay, I got these photographs, but my hand was so shaky when I was holding the smartphone, I couldn't and I didn't know how to assess the situation as well. And then I posted them on Facebook haphazardly, right? Because I was just taking the copy paste and then I would and it would go on there. So now it's just like album 2015, 2017, 2018, not in order of anything like this. So there must be humans that, oh, those are cool. Doc Martens?
Yes.
my sister got them stolen from her in drama, and it was like $200 or something for them that went up high, and she was so distraught. That clique that she used to be in, she was on the honor roll. She was in drama. She was in like advanced placement, but English and stuff like that. She started hanging out with me at our high school. By where I was hanging out, it got evolved to be the all subs group. That's where everybody went to go smoke and ditch. And then if you ditch between classes. Did you go to high school here?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
So can I explain to you?
You were talking and did I interrupt you? I'm really sorry.
You did.
I'm really sorry, but I was really appreciative that you showed up. I'm really smelly too. I might be really bad, but you were really nice and I wanted to hug you so much, so I don't know
Please, yeah,
I'm not
I
gonna
would
hug
appreciate
you.
my space, so
Yes.
you're good.
You're really nice.
So, okay.
I'm really scared because of all this shit that's been going
Okay,
on.
well, I don't want you to be scared,
Other
okay?
people like you that are here to help in New Mexico, to help with these cases that are a little bit too tough for civilians, because they've been going on for such a long time. I'm not finding any advocates for kid cases, and now that I'm an adult, and these presentations of myself are doing so horribly, I was freaking out that I couldn't even get any water. And my dad has this like container and stuff like that. He's been remodeling in there. He's been misusing the Social Security that I ended up getting set up. And then like his cousin Liz, I need to get an emergency order of protection because apparently she manipulated my grandmother to not come forward as a witness for 3 different assault cases as a little kid. She got her to set up the 4 false tort charges that got me evicted from here in 2019. By the sheriff's office. So being felt threatened by the police here, and then having to go to the Rape Crisis Center, and then them tell me that I'm not allowed to report against these entities, even within that time frame of like 90 days. So they only give you 3 months to do a complaint for internal affairs to investigate why the sheriffs would have one of their former employees never report any of these kid cases that are going on here. Would you like to see the pictures of us when we're little kids? They're inside the main house?
Not right now, no.
This is the garage.
not why I'm here.
It's like the garage door,
Okay.
and then like it got added onto it.
Okay.
But
So-
my grandfather had moved me in here without any processes, like to say I needed to pay rent or anything like that. So when his cousins from his wife's family see that I'm exploiting my family or something like that, so they might trump up anything. So she walked out of the house saying she's calling the cops. But that's a false report. So false report charges against family members that they're preventing reporting the cases at a decent time, that my dignity could have been with, like I could have moved out of here 5 years ago before lockdown, but they wanted to evict me to make some kind of grand gesture to make sure that I was gonna know that they weren't gonna even care. But my birthday was May 24th, right? You know what day it is? Did you know that on that
No,
report?
I did not.
Is there a date on there for the report of me getting reported on? If it's from a family member on my birthday, that's just a cherry on the
So,
fucking
no,
cake.
this report came in February.
February of this year. That's amazing. For what purpose? Because everything that I was calling in for the cops was the 1st of February to the 14th. I've had the post. And then on the 14th, 911 started telling me that it's illegal for me to call 911 to report kids' cases. But that doesn't make any sense when all the websites say if you have to report these cases for kids, you call 911. There's no other number to call. So now I'm worried about calling the mayor's office and then just giving me other numbers, other people to call. So it's getting worse and worse in every aspect of how somebody normal is supposed to take on these types of things. Like, how is a civilian supposed to reach out to an advocate, that advocate could mediate these situations between family members creating false reports, not helping other victims. I went to Liz to ask her in 2009 what I should be doing about GameStop ignoring the underage girls that I was working with, that I reported on, apparently, second or third hand. I didn't know that at a restaurant with my dad, speaking out loud, everybody around me heard that, so they went ahead and maybe called GameStop corporate instead of 911. So GameStop corporate investigated the entire crew that I used to work with, and they split them off to go work at other shifts at other stores, so it forced them into quitting. And then the manager never got reported on stealing anything from employees or from customers or wage theft, if that's a federal crime. So going to a woman that dealt with kids and was married to a police officer, she's got a golden stingray outside there right now. You remember Boogie Nights with Mark Wahlberg?
No, I'm not a big movie buff.
You're too young for that. It's a Corvette with a really Stingray, sexy car. But yeah, it was her ex. He's right behind you. Or she.
Beautiful bird. Okay.
But okay, I get off tangents and stuff like that. I get upset. But all of these times, my sister was found at 18, and I was only 17. She's 18 months younger than me. My dad lived down here in the apartment, and my mom lived up at the apartment over there, and she said the cops found Monique. So she was behind the mountains, but none of our friend group ever had anybody that lived back there because it would be too rich of houses or something like that. So the police had some record of the location that she was found at. I didn't realize that these types of cases were that significant until right before lockdown. They started bringing up this place called Zorro Ranch. You guys are adult protective services, so you might have had every single one of those cases that had adult victims come to you guys. But then all of the underage kids, they would have been under the age of 13. So you guys deal with anybody from 14 and up, right?
No.
You deal with everybody that's 18 and up?
18 and up. And
so that little,
as far as having access to any of those reports, I only have access to reports that I'm assigned to. Okay, so I don't have any.
Reported.
I don't have any access. If it's screened in and it gets assigned to me, then I have access to it.
And my dad, he did show up here like 2 weeks ago, dropping off food, and he said he went up to Vegas and he checked on Monique, and she was doing really bad. And Monique, it's M-O-N-I-Q-U-E, she's the 18 months older. My younger sister's Sarah, but she's a half sister, so different moms. That he gave the wrong that she was bad in the hospital. I took it as like, oh, she's gonna be like, she got COVID and she's gonna like die. That kind of taking something a little bit, it's only because COVID, some things might be a little bit more extreme to make sure to check up on. But now, last night, what he said is that she's just not taking her meds or whatever, but they might have had her on a completely 18 and above like treatment and stuff like that. They never looked at our 18 below cases. And when I was a juvenile, that prosecutor should have provided the incidences about my sister attacking other kids with a knife in 5th grade. But
again, I have no access to that. There's nothing I can do with that.
That's when I'm finding things out, when the cops are putting me in the back of the squad car, and then I find out and I come to a realization that, oh, these are the people that have access to that, so I needed to stop talking because I don't know how to report accurately because I'm a victim and I have a bad education and head injury as part of needing to report. So the more I don't say that sounds outlandish or whatever, that's where my sister had bipolar schizophrenia. She doesn't have the ability to articulate in a good enough way. I got to go to film class with my dad and my mom. My mom got a head injury. She got to get help at UNM from a Dr. Reeves. Dr. Reeves moved to New England, and then their practice got to come back here after COVID lockdown. So I apologize with the whole thing to try to establish those time frames and stuff like that, but it did seem like I might have said things in an inappropriate way, that it can be taken in the wrong way. I might have difficulty, but I did a lot of customer service when I worked regular jobs. When I got to do film class, I got to get to be a little bit more into my nerdy stuff. Now it's been a bunch of superhero shows and stuff like, oh, it's the metal roof and the claws of the thingy. But what these do is they prevent me from getting anything done like in a bad way on my body, but they do help with scratching this. And if I comb this, it's really tough. But this really nice lady, Deborah, from First Nation, they might actually be trying to help. But I don't know if they're breaking HIPAA law because they might be court ordered to try to assess my situation. But I'm being offended because I've been cold calling all these things for like 5 years or 2 years, or, you know, every time it's a detriment. Rachel McHugh and Jody Jaramillo from the Rape Crisis Center of Central New Mexico, I believe both of them discriminated against me as a male, and that they had female groups for victims of sexual assault. There were 350 cases for the northern part of New Mexico, but if my family might not have been eligible at all to get any of our cases validated or verified, it was like a 50-50. I might have memories of head trauma that make it harder for me to find out why I blacked out when I have flashes from being kidnapped, and then my dad is telling me to have me come in to get wiped for 6 months after the incident. So the term is encoprisis, when I get raped so bad that my body can't heal itself. That it's a sign that all the adults had to deal with me because I couldn't keep my underwear clean. It's humiliating to try to say that these are the facts of the situation. I'm not making anything up for clout. Monetary compensation for these cases does come at a higher amount, I guess, the longer you wait. But my sanity is being like ripped apart by family members not caring for 44 years. One single birthday party. So now I can use my birthday invitation. I didn't know how to do a Facebook cover thing. So you have your little icon thing. But I found a website where I see the like collage. So I did like help me, help me, help me. And then I did birthday invitation type stuff. So location, time. And I put it for the whole year. So if anybody shows up to the address, I hope that I could, you know, welcome them. But the thing is that my grandmother might have destroyed my grandfather's trust for the property that he built after World War II, that she might have created a will, and that will had put my cousin in charge, that my dad and me are not even, like, we don't have the rights to even be here because my cousin is in charge of everything at this point, because the 3-year window to get in contact with that department of whatchamacallit, and then the witness on that, those forceful charges. That's all the paperwork that I have in there, so I need to like box everything up and just get it to the paperwork that is this content, which it would work really well. Like my homework in my room at school, just my homework. That would be the only thing in the room except for like needing to lay down and stuff like that. But I wish that there was help to get that set up so that when meeting an opportunity like this, I'm not ruining it. And then someone like you is actually really nice and tolerable to like types of different cases. But there must be situations where it has to be new ways to try to handle things. My older sister might have needed a lot more help a lot sooner. Our younger sister might have more sanity to her. She's got 2 younger kids. One might be in his own business now. And I don't know how to check on them either, so I'm really lost.
Can I try to explain to you again while I'm here, because I'm not here for any of those things you just talked about.
No, I appreciate you, and I probably have interrupted you like 3 times.
You have.
And I really am sorry.
And that's, you know,
you got to note it because I'm excited, and I'm really, I've really ruined my situation really bad. So I'm in a desperate situation to beg and plead.
So I can talk about trying to find you some extra help, but I got to address what's in my report first.
And it was a threat towards somebody in February, a specific threat.
The report came in back in the end of February.
The end of February. Okay, so I was already having issues where they were threatening me at the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office.
This has
February
nothing to do with
14th.
that. This has nothing to do with that.
No, it exactly does, because there would have been no threat from me.
How do you know that, though? You haven't even...
Because I've gotten a charge of charges for calling 911. I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. I don't mean for you to get upset. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to get upset. I'll just end the interview because you're not allowing me to talk.
No, I try to apologize. I try to apologize.
You know, okay, I need you to listen to me, okay?
Okay.
I'm here because in the report that I received, it lists you as the alleged perpetrator with the allegations of abuse towards your dad.
Okay? Okay.
The allegations in the report states that you are physically abusive towards your dad, that you've posted videos on Facebook of yourself berating your dad.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wow.
Let me keep reading here because it's quite lengthy. Let's see. It does state that the police have been out, but you have verbally assaulted them.
Oh, the yelling, I'm sorry.
Let's see.
I try to tell them that I'm yelling because of the situation. It's not that it's them. But I think it doesn't get taken the right way because I'm already in the wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay. It states that your dad has Parkinson's disease.
He only started stating that after his
And-
mom died, though. And that was a big surprise because
Okay.
we've been in family therapy for such a long time, and he would neglect every attempt that I would make every single week to bring up health issues, his weight,
Okay.
our diets, how we get any
Okay.
money for food.
Can I finish?
I am so sorry, so sorry. It
It states that your dad drives to pick up food for you, and then you just kind of lose it on him.
No, he's picking up food for himself, but he's
Okay.
getting me
Well,
stuff.
you told me you did tell me earlier that a couple weeks ago your dad dropped off food for you.
But he had been
So-
he had been starving me in February, and it had been a whole year of this with the lockdown. He got these food boxes set up, but then
Your
he
dad's
was,
starving you?
yeah, he was giving the food boxes away to his cousins Bunny, Liz, and Sydney. So basically, throughout the 5 months that we were getting the food boxes, he would get them, and then he would start to oppositional defiance disorder. When I brought it up in family therapy, I would take all these notes and recipes and stuff like that. I'd be making the recipes, I'd try to take pictures of them, and then I'd say like, well, did grandma like it and stuff like that. And if he'd like it or whatever. What I was trying to do is budget and not do all the takeout that he was, getting us focused on, because that was the problem when we were growing up. There's not a lot of places to go here, so I would drive around when I first moved in down here. So it'd be a lot of extra expenses that I try to bring up in therapy. Like credit card records, I try to call it up and ask them if they can send me the records so that I can get a bill so that I can pay my dad back. I wanted to get him like a washer and dryer or something like that. And I wanted to go to work and stuff like that. That was right after the kidnapping and robberies at games. Getting accused of stealing a camera and a computer when my dad dropped out because his knee busted. He found my mom at her apartment with her head cracked open. So it was really lucky that he was having the difficulties at school. I was having the difficulties at school, and I went back to work, and I ended up getting kidnapped and robbed. So that's what I was bugging all of my family with from the get-go. So they've been inundated with just problems for me when I never used to come forward as a little boy, as anything. I never spoke up, I never was a problem. But
So let me ask you this.
I'm sorry for interrupting again. You were
Do
going
you-
over really important things.
Do you agree or disagree with these allegations?
I don't believe that I did things in a bad way, but I might have done things wrong because I'm in a position that is not well documented, I guess, for these types of cases. They might be very rare male survivors because they might end up committing self-harm. My memory might make it so that I forget things when I get really excited. So I get overstimulated. And I didn't know anything about it because the schools were not reporting them accurately. When I went to England, I got overstimulated at Stonehenge, and I got separated from the group, so they almost sent me home. In London, I got a sandwich, and I called home to get some money because we just ended up at the end of the trip. I got my sandwich, and then I got overstimulated, and then I got wandered off, and then I lost time. So I got lost twice as an adult, but I didn't know that I had the memory loss type stuff. And I don't know if they're called, you end up from point A to point B, but you don't know how you got there, right? So if I get into a situation with my older sister and she's abusing me and stuff, and I don't defend myself because it's inappropriate for a boy to ever hurt a girl. My sister was hurting me really bad sexually while I was growing up. I didn't have any opportunity to establish any of that, and then I got charged with aggravated assault against a family member from the prosecutor's office. It wasn't my sister put charges, it was them. So that's when I was finding out that they were obligated, and now I'm finding a situation where those juvenile cases are another obligation to authorities that can only charge the criminal charges. Civil charges for a civil court case, that's a completely different thing that civilians can take on.
What did you say you got in trouble with because your sister sexually abused you?
When I was almost at the end of high school, it's aggravated assault against a family member, and I did probation with the next program with YDI, and I've been trying to find the chaperones or whatever. But it was, she was on meth, and she didn't get the rehab that she might have been able to benefit from at a young age still for her situation, and it would have been able to assess those other victims from the elementary school. Elementary school is when she started her 5th grade year for the sex ed. I'm really sorry if I didn't answer something in more of a complete detail.
So,
but you might require more information later, and I'm willing to help any way that I can.
do you have a phone number, Evan?
It's not great because the line got cut, and then they had to, but I'm gonna, if I get a dent in this, they'll be able to come in and get the landline set up. It's a 505-877-1049, but it is
877.
1049, and it's been out of commission since March. My dad did get smartphones, but that metal roof stuff, it makes it so that it barely gets a signal, and I don't know if people are hanging up on me or if it's just dropping calls, but I try to turn on the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth because the I think the cable box is how the modem is connected. I think it's because the cable box has a hard line. It gets a signal with the internet, and then the internet is able to do the Wi-Fi thing maybe. So when I turn on the Wi-Fi on the smartphone, I don't use it that well. It's just, so that's the alternate number if you needed to get in contact with me quick. It might be better for text because I don't know how to do a voicemail. It might be, you know, I'm sorry, it's a 505-610-1609. And then I might have offended more than just you guys. I might have called every single different law enforcement agency, which is kind of ridiculous.
So I'm not law enforcement?
But you work with people that respect these types of...
I do work alongside law enforcement sometimes.
So as a civilian, I want to try to make every effort that I can to try to make sure that our cases are at least validated or verified. If they're not valid or verified, if I just got taken to some kid's house, it's not, that one's really bad because I know it's the rape case. The assault at the community center is maiming because it's an actual fissure, and that's what they laughed at me at when calling 911. So what the recourse is to get those records of the 1980s or even to 2017 when I'm calling up for that. I called a ton of you guys with the Adult Protective Services with my grandfather, but he died, and there was nothing that you guys could do because he died. So there was an ombudsman that I think that it was that person that needed to get in contact in the first place. But if they were always refusing to respect my grandfather and they were exploiting him for money and stuff like that, I need to find out if it's just a regular protection order, restrainment order, or emergency order of protection, because they are definitely sticking it in so hard. They never spoke up for Stephanie, and she put a bullet in herself, but it didn't do the job right, so they had her on life support and they unplugged it. So that's the clue that Stephanie and Monique were being molested by that priest. My dad might have alternate personalities as an altar boy with his cousin Johnny, their dad, and that they might be the types of child molesters like that guy that feeds on weaker victims, right? Because on that sex registry website thing, it tells you like, oh, these are the things that they'll put people in prison for. But then when you get to the page that actually shows the people on your street, what they did to get into prison, it only says, oh, it's just something about a minor, you give them drugs or something like that. And but that's like everything that my dad did when I was trying to bond with him in high school, because he wouldn't even play with me. But he got so interested in my sister that my grandfather went out of the way to pay for a basketball hoop in 1989. So I'm having to go hang out with all the other kids at the community center while my dad's taking my sister to brownies, and he's taking her to basketball, and he's not even wanting to get me on the bike to teach me how to ride up and down the street on a bike. And then having to play catch with him over in that yard, he came up to me and he took my fingers and he fucking started ripping them apart like this to fit in between the stitches on a football so he can get it to throw right. So that's when my cousin Liz said, "Don't give him your hand, don't give him your hand." And I yelled out, "Shut the fuck up, you sociopathic bitch." But that was just automatic because of the Tourette's or whatever that I've been going through and saying things that are really harsh. I might not know the limit of stupidity that I have in saying something, so I didn't think before I said it, but I'm just fueled by the anger. So with a girl, my sister is really important. She used to hurt me, but it wasn't the hurt enough that she should be in a bad situation now if she was being hurt in the first place. And I don't know if other people see that kind of perspective. It's really weird for me because she used to abuse me, but I still would like to see her get better help. And then from my situation, I think it's like a 24-hour type thing. If I flatten all the boxes and stuff like that and I get the recycling down, I can get the trash that's like, what is that called? Mold. You don't want to breathe it in. So maybe these face masks that I still have from the COVID, I can throw them on and that might help. If I shaved and did a whole, I would look completely different. And if I put on clothes that maybe didn't have any holes, this one doesn't have holes, but sometimes they'll get holes in them, like really bad. So if I start making these improvements, but I've already showed like my degradation off of Facebook, because I didn't take a lot of pictures of myself because I was a rape victim. I didn't realize that maybe rape victims don't like their pictures taken. So that's when I've been doing all this like outreach and stuff like that. You probably have different clients throughout the day. Are you inundated with like too many cases at any time? Do you guys need more helpers?
So do we need more helpers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that with you.
If a nonprofit wanted to do like outreach internationally and locally within states and our local state, would they get approval from like the mayor to kind of say like, we want to give more funding to you guys because you guys are the ones that need it, not some other state's program?
That I don't know anything about.
But like, your house. I negotiated my own.
I realize.
This is really, this is a really neat lady. She's helping my dad from the affairs. He was in Vietnam, so he's a veteran. So there are characteristics of my dad that might be really my dad thing, but then he might turn into like an alternate group, and that's why my mom divorced him, and she might have been raped by him, and that's why. So I don't know if you guys have ever faced kind of that kind of stuff. And it's not easy to try to say that's how my sister and me used to get in fights and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to meet them. She's really nice. I met her just earlier this week.
I've already met your dad. I've already spoke to your dad.
He might not be here.
That's okay. So I don't need to speak to your dad again right now. I came here specifically to speak with you.
My mom's name is Judy Brown. I don't know if you got any of her contact information. And my younger sister is Sarah Valdez, but I don't think she got married. She would be really the best one because at a younger age, she's got a better perspective of how this whole family has been really kind of exclusive to her. Like, they left her out of everything. But she won't keep contact because I might have sent like bad texts. And then I don't know if she needs a doctor. Super amends to it all. But I hope that there's like a mediator or something like that. Oh, did you want that? No, it's not a good one. The candy?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Happy holidays. If you get to see Thunderbolts, that's my recent movie. What I'm trying to say, it has something to do with schizophrenia, but it also has to do with like memory loss. But it's really cool as a superhero of context. Top Junior Dragon, Lilo and Stitch came out yesterday. If you like those, please get a chance to go see them. If you guys need like free movie tickets or something, like once a month, beach parties, those types of things to show appreciation, like the community that they are allowed to do with, like to give back to you guys, but also like a vacation group. That's the whole thing with film class. If I go back and I budget as a film student, as a film project, to retrace the whole thing, I can budget it, pay for everybody's tickets, be able to put it at a budget that is super low budget, and it can be 35 minutes and get an Oscar on each. But it's 4 years to come to that. But the thing is, it's cute because it's fun to play with a school idea that it might actually work to get a group like high school. It gives you a discount the more people you get. So you can fill up the bus. And the people who put on that bus are the firefighters, EMTs, warm lines, which I think you guys are a little bit closer to knowing about warm lines and hot lines. Like the stress that the people that are civilians that are trying to help other civilians. 911 is really important. So I really messed up with him a lot. So I need to try to find out how I'm going to be able to apologize to all these people that I messed up with. And I don't know if it's overtasking the stuff, but I really appreciate you. So I'm going to pin this to the court board right back in here. Okay. Am I supposed to keep in contact with you? Right?
No, but if you feel the need, like, no, you don't need to, but the number on the back of that card, if you feel you need to make a report to yourself or somebody else, call that number, yes, and it's 24/7. So yes, I do have to go because I have a meeting that I have to go to. So that's why I was looking at my time a little bit ago. So
I'm really sorry about it's supposed to be the birthday break. I'm not familiar with my sister that I have with her. And she doesn't need that from other family members. My mom is really important because she's got that later and she won't help, but she has the ability to help. Just like my dad's trying to help, but he can't tolerate how his family members are telling him how to deal with stuff. So they need to be the ones to get the mediation or something like that. There's got to be some solution to all these problems without me getting put in not getting a treatment plan that's not conducive to the actual treatment. Like they give me these pills, but I need to get my heart medication figured out because I haven't taken that since lockdown. I did have a care coordinator and a general practitioner, but I haven't been able to take the medication that the general practitioner wanted me to take. It was for heart stuff. I fell and I hit my face, and then they said I was dehydrated, but they took a report then, and then they took the report in February when they came to visit. So any of that data that helps, I don't know if you guys have to.
I don't have access to any of that.
Stuff. But I want to offer anything that I can. And
all right.
You're super awesome. Happy
all right, I do got to go. I've been okay.
For yesterday.
Okay.
And just stay safe out there.
For sure.
Keep in the shade from the sun because it's really bad and stuff.
Yes.
Keep cool, keep hydrated.
Yes.
That's my main problem. I need more water.
All right.
Yeah, if you want any extra information, I'm pretty sure that they're more than willing to offer it. But she's just been each week, like 2 days out of the week, I don't know what she does, but to help my dad, he's gotten really bad. And some of the stuff where I tried to help before, now I'm kind of like at a mental dilemma. It's like he might need a lot more help with Parkinson's. It might be memory loss and physical fatigue. Okay. So if he's doing the water stuff, I just took over the weights. So if he does little weight exercises, keeps the book or whatever. Okay. Here he's here now.
All right.
So
well, I gotta go. Okay.
If he does better and I get help and we get help together as a family, we could probably fix all these problems and stuff. Plus, if he gets to visit again, I'll be able to see the bird. Okay.
I'll see you later, Roger.
Okay. Oh, my cigarettes. I also smoked like 4 packs the other day, and I only smoked like maybe 1.5. This is Aaron. Do you want to? He's gonna drive around. Do you want to stay here? Stay. We'll wait there for a second. I'll grab it.
Really? How you doing, sir? Do you remember me? Yes. I'm glad I saw you pull in, so. Okay. I see you got your caregiver here, so I don't want to keep you from that. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Well, I got a meeting that I'm going to have to run to, so I don't have a lot of time. Okay. I got about 5 minutes.
Thank you again.